beautiful collective. It's Kai. Today we're going to talk about shadow. The shadow, because your eyes, through your bipolar cells, learned this in my perception class today, actually perceive something that doesn't even fucking exist. It doesn't even fucking exist. And the reason why I think this is important, because I also want to correlate it to shadow work, which is talked about in spirituality. So kind of almost maybe just a different way of looking at shadow work. So if you're interested, welcome. Once again, this is a video log. I am just video logging my life and the things that I perceive. So please understand, I'm not here trying to tell you what to do or what works best for you. I'm just sharing. So I'm actually going to pull up my notes just to be a little bit more accurate with you guys, but not to go into full details on what I learned in my perception class, because, you know, obviously you guys didn't sign up for that. Unless you do, or did, or whatever. So, perception. Your eyes have different neural circuits, and that is therefore how we can perceive certain things, whether we're intaking light or darkness. The bipolar cells through, I'm pretty sure it's called lateral inhibition. Oh, the chevril, the staircase illusion. Both illusions demonstrate the intensity of lightness when they are presented side by side. So if you put light and dark together, it is constantly in conflict. That I wrote down. It was just something my professor said. It wasn't even a part of our lecture notes today. And so how do we see borders between light and dark? In other words, shadows. Bipolar cells reserve lateral inhibition. Okay, I was right. Lateral inhibition from neighboring bipolar cells in the borders of the two illusions. I'm gonna expand on this. Give me a sec. High intensity is the brighter light, so neurons have less inhibition. Low intensity. Okay, sorry, that was extra information. My bad. But gosh, and then I applied this thought to the fact that shadows don't even fucking exist unless you had comparison, which is talked about, you know, where you can only experience the light because you experience the dark. Let me open the window. And so, as I am kind of correlating these things to shadow work, which is pretty much when you really delve into yourself, the repressed parts of yourself, the parts of you that you don't like, maybe even the subconscious parts of you that you're not aware of. This is all correlated to shadow work. This is a practice that people, whether they are identifiable within the spiritual community or not, this is something that we are all naturally born to be capable of tapping into. That's why I am spiritual, because it doesn't mean that just because I do something like tarot that it's just limited to me. So when you're doing shadow work, I feel like that actual quotation from my professor, that light and dark are constantly at arms with each other. So therefore, if shadows don't exist, then that perception, that thought of me not liking something about myself is just an illusion. It doesn't exist. It's something that I'm creating. And I'm applying this right now to a certain part of myself that I'm still exploring. I'm opening myself up to love. Love. It's always fucking love. And really, the reason why this is also very significant to me is because it's within and without the details of the context, that part of me that wishes to express and explore a certain expression and an emotional experience. Therefore, something that I enjoy. And I was talking to my mom today about what I thought and perceived from my own experiences with death, and how it's almost selfish to want someone that died to just to come back for me, for my own desires, for my own enjoyment, you know, because I want to talk to this person, but I quote unquote can't. When in reality, I am simply stopping myself from even expressing. despite the fact that she might not respond to me necessarily in the physical experience of communication, verbalization, that's also a big part of it. Because there's fear of someone leaving suddenly, and yes, that can be also connected to abandonment wounds. And then seeing how being consistent with people is so important. So I'm kind of like saying a lot of small parts, but I'm gonna bring it all together. That aspect of me wishing to explore a connection with someone beyond just platonic friendship starts with platonic friendship, right? It starts from there. And to try and understand, to communicate emotions starts by communication as well, hand in hand. And so I feel that that's something that I'm applying, at least for myself, because I feel like with a very limited amount of experiences that I've had when it comes to romantic relationships and partnership with another person, I don't deem my past relationships as bad examples or like all good either, because it's like to define it as good or bad is to also judge it. And so therefore everything is as it's meant to be, and I apply that mindset even when I understand certain concepts or constructs that I've created for myself, who I see myself as, who I am to me, because what others perceive about me is going to be different. And so how can one truly understand that? And yes, there is intuition, but it doesn't dictate, it doesn't determine, it's not a deterministic skill to tap into your intuition. It leads you into a direction. It's whether you're willing to follow, despite how unfamiliar, uncomfortable, or even like unknown it might be. And so I am going to be focusing on myself, right? Naturally, because I also do have an exam coming up too, actually, that I plan on acing. And it's like, just because I have other priorities doesn't mean I want to disintegrate what has existed for me. And I was crying on Sunday because I shared with you guys, I felt kind of embarrassed. And it was just funny because why feel embarrassed about feeling something? That's it. Why feel embarrassed about feeling something, whether it's on a deep level or not? Why feel embarrassed about it? And it comes back to that shame quality. And so that's why I said, I don't know if I said it in the video, but I said that to myself, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you, and I got you. And it's like crazy how much that helped me. And telling myself that I'm safe by putting my hand on my heart to represent that physical connection with me, it brought me back to home. And I didn't fall into this very, very repetitive cycle that I was so used to doing, which is like a downward spiral where I start to digress into this trope that I'm not something. I'm not something. It could be anything, but I'm not something. And so I think that's so important to almost interrupt the thought with new thoughts, right? And to apply certain knowledge so that it can become wisdom. Therefore, learning lessons from your experiences, not to define the future or what is happening presently, but to learn how you can respond, how you wish to respond. What is most authentic to me? And I realized that I don't know what to do because I haven't tried doing it. Isn't that crazy as fuck? I literally I could say that I don't know what to do because I literally haven't tried it yet. And there's something that I'm going to apply, and hopefully if it goes well, I will share it with you guys, or even if it doesn't go well, I shall share it. Because I wish to create a safe space for all explorations of anything that is in alignment with me, and whatever you resonate with, you know, up to your own discernment once again. And so I'm going to leave it at that because I want to do a reading before bed. And yeah, I am feeling the interesting paradox of fear and excitement and anticipation, because I don't know what's going to happen or unfold if I literally verbalize my truth. That's it. So that's why it requires discovery and also presence, because it may not be the time nor place to talk about it. And I learned that lesson, and I'm gonna apply what I learned, because I would like to take up space. I would like to take up time. Simply put. And I would like to not be disregarded. And so this is a conversation where I notice that this person disrespects me and my experience, then I shall just release it, because I don't deserve to be treated like that. So yeah, wish me luck, guys. Also on my exams. Doodles.